Hi everybody. So I wanted to talk to you today about space. Not kind of moon and stars kind of space, but more the space, our environment, where we are and the spaces we create. So this is the theme for the Big Ideas show this month, so I thought it was topical to kind of tell you why I'd picked that theme and explore it in a little more detail. This is quite a broad, conceptual kind of thing to discuss, but hopefully from it you can come away with, I guess, some awareness about the stuff that happens around you in your space or the spaces that you're going into, because that's certainly something that I've been exploring a lot in the last month. I think it's this idea of space and holding the space or creating the space for other people is something that I've said for a while is really important and really central in what I do. So, for example, when you're coaching or also kind of when I do the videos for the Big Ideas show, I'm creating the space, I'm creating the environment in which people can explore what's important to them, can be self-expressed in the space that I create for them. And this is really the sort of space I want to talk about today. And also to kind of give you the space, hopefully in hearing this video, to consider the space that you create for others and also the sort of space that you need to do what you want to do. So I said that it's the focus for the Big Ideas show. We've been looking at topics such as how do you create a safe space, and this idea of kind of the space and time to pause, to slow down, that we don't always have to be rushing, but we kind of need the space for it to be okay to chill out sometimes. So that's the Big Ideas show. You can go and check those out separately if you want, but I'm going to talk today a little bit more. So as I said, in the workshops I do, in the videos, in the coaching, it's all about creating this space, but that's a very intangible thing to do and talk about sometimes. And I've recently got this lovely space, which has made this concept a lot more tangible for me and also a lot more tangible for kind of the people that I'm working with. It kind of ties it all together because there's that intangibility and that tangibility coming together. And last week, there's also, with that first vlog that I did the end of last week, there's this opportunity of as well of me creating the space for myself for the things that I want to do, as opposed to going, oh yeah, I'll do vlogs at some point when the time is right or when, you know, I've got the natural space. No. Sometimes you've got to create the space, or at least certainly that's what I feel is for me to do these videos, I had to tangibly put the space in my diary for it to happen. But I guess what I wanted to talk about more specifically was, because it's this tangible thing, and kind of relate it, I guess, share with you my experience of space and give you the opportunity to look at space for you, because I think particularly if you're a service provider of some sort, or even if you do something more tangible, the peripheral stuff that maybe you don't take for granted, it's an outcome rather than an output, but to not underestimate the power that space that you create has. Think about it, if you're a personal trainer, for example, there's not only the tangible advice, knowledge that you share with your client, but also the space that you create for them to be accountable. I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning and you need to be there, because that's the space they've created to train. And you just being there, even if you told them nothing, the fact that you're there has got them there. And there's also this idea of the safety that a space can create. So that's something that I am really passionate about, is how can I make people feel safe in the space with me and in the conversations that we're going to have, to be able to explore the things that are important to them. You know, how often do we talk about those big questions of why do you do what you do? What's your vision? What's your goal? What's your huge goal? If you could achieve anything you're all about. It's a big old world, and to kind of say that openly to the general population is really scary, but because I know I certainly felt it. But to have to create the safe space for someone to be able to explore that, and it's very hard to put your finger on, and I still don't know exactly what it is, but I guess my opportunity that I want to put out to you guys today is to look at, what do people ask you for, come to you for, ask of you, because then there's that question of, that's the space you're creating for them to step into. There's the products and services that they might ask you for if you're a business owner, or what your friends would come to you for advice for and things like that. But how do they ask you? Are they comfortable to ask you those things? And the opportunity, I guess, in this that I wanted to open up was for you to look at that, to take that moment to just pause. Okay, what do they ask me, or what do they not ask me? And then be aware of how your ability to hold that space for them. Like I said, it's quite an intangible thing. And from today, I kind of was, when I was working through, right, what am I going to talk about? There wasn't really an outcome. I wanted to give you a specific thing that you can maybe try on for yourself or play with. But there isn't. It's just more of an awareness and to look for the impact that the space that you create has on things that do or don't happen for you. Are you trying to achieve a certain goal and it's not just progressing? Okay, are you creating that space for those things to come into your life or not? So to give you an example, one of the things I'm looking at the moment is I find that I'm getting to the stage where I am more and more starting to create this space where people come to me and tell me their goals or tell me their visions, or I create that space where it's okay to talk about that. But I'm still exploring the best way to support them in that. What is the kind of the product, the tangible thing that I'm able to then present back to them and help them? So my declaration is to create the space for other people to tell me how I can help them. I've created the intangible bit, but I'm now creating the space for the intangible. You tell me, how can I help? I know that I get this feeling that I create that space, but how can I make that more tangible? So that's my question to you. But I also like to invite you to look for yourself at what is the space you create and what is the space or the vacuum you want to create for answers to come or to people, for what people will tell you. So hopefully that was useful, interesting. Like I said, no tangible outcome necessarily, but just more of an awareness and a space for you to explore how space is important in what you do. So I'll see you later. Bye.